Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Better Tomorrow Coaching. My name is Michael Prevey, and my website is bettertomorrowcoaching.com. That's where you can find blog posts about health, wellness, and happiness, and that's where you can also find more information about my coaching sessions, find links to my Facebook page for Better Tomorrow Coaching, sign up for my blog posts that you'll get everyone as it's released. So I hope you'll check out that website, and thanks for tuning in to this YouTube channel. With videos about health, wellness, social issues, and other things that affect us and affect our stress levels and our overall wellness. The topic of today's video is, believe it or not, the coronavirus. That's something that I don't talk about a lot in my videos, either on this channel or on my other channel or otherwise in my blog posts. I just don't really cover it that much because obviously we've all been beaten over the head with it until we just have a pounding migraine each day. But I think it's worth noting the tie-in here between the coronavirus, especially the news coverage of it, the government response to it, the societal response to it, and how it's been affecting mental health. I think that's one of the least talked about but greatest crises that exist because of what's been going on here. There's a lot of talk about the small percentage of the population that gets infected with this virus so far, less than 1% of the U.S. population. There's talk about the very, very, very small percentage of people who have a tough time with the virus. And then there's talk about the very, 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 very small percentage of people who have actually passed away from this virus. So anyone who catches this more or less has between a 95 and 99.7% chance of surviving. Those odds are pretty good. But what's not talked about is the mental health effects that everyone's been feeling from this. Whether it's people who are worried about the virus or people who are worried about government overreach, the lockdowns, the opposition to civil liberties that has been demonstrated by some groups. So I think that we have to be mindful of how these things affect us no matter what we're worried about, and we have to take steps to make sure that we're protecting our mental health above all else, because that's probably the biggest and greatest danger that any of us face right now on a daily basis. So in my own experience, I've seen many people who have been pushed to the brink, mental health wise, by this whole situation. Some people who are afraid to go outside. They're afraid to get together with other people. They're afraid to go out without a mask. They're afraid to take groceries home from the grocery store. They're afraid to travel outside of their own state. And frankly, some people were already on the verge with anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, and this pushed them over the edge. And frankly, I don't know if some people will come back from it, if they'll ever feel truly safe again. That's the level of fear that has been instilled by 24/7 fear-mongering media coverage since day one of this. Even before it was a real issue in the United States, there was coverage kind of priming the pump to make everyone very, very afraid. So I hope that those people are able to pull themselves back and realize that they have control over what they watch, how they act, and that the coronavirus isn't nearly as big a threat as the daily effect all it's been having on their mental health. But there's also been other people who have been pushed to the brink of anger, frustration, depression by the fact that civil liberties are being threatened. Government overreach, locking down people in America, shutting down an economy, and threatening to do it again, frankly. Here we are in the middle of June, more or less, and you see the media trying to stir up fears. Second wave, it's coming again. Well, it's going to come again. It's a virus. It's here. It's not going anywhere. You can't isolate it into non-existence. We as humans have viruses in our bodies all the time. This is not something new. And frankly, this one is not particularly deadly. So the most vulnerable need to take steps to protect themselves. If you're sick, don't go out. And that should always be the case for people. If you have the flu or whatever, take steps not to give it to others. Practice good hygiene, make yourself healthy, which is your best defense against this, and then we move forward with our daily lives. But if you're one of the people who's affected the other way by the threat to civil liberties, the nonstop media fear-mongering, you have to remember to take a step back. You have to remember to limit what you take in your information diet. and make it more positive. Get off social media for a while. Certainly tune out the news. You're not going to see much there that's going to tell you how to improve your life on a daily basis. So I think no matter how this is affecting you, whether you're scared of the virus and you need to put things in perspective, which is how you help that fear, you remember numbers wise what's really going on and the fact that viruses do exist. They've always existed, and it's not a reason to not go outside. Or if it's the other side and you're angry, frustrated, even depressed about news coverage and the new norm and all the stuff that's trying to be pushed down your throat, well, limit your information. And there's always steps that we can take to improve our well-being, because ultimately that's what's most important, is how you feel on a daily basis. If you don't feel well, you can't take care of yourself and your family very well. You can't contribute positively to society or offer productive suggestions and behavior to improve society. So I'm not suggesting you completely tune out and don't take action when it's necessary or stay informed, but realize that for every 100 hours of media coverage, you can inform yourselves with about 5. It's just not necessary to sit there and stare at your phone, no matter who you are, and look at news all day. That's not helping anyone. So remember, there are always steps that we can take to protect our mental health, and that's really one of the most important challenges in this whole age of coronavirus that hopefully blows over sooner rather than later. So today, take those steps to protect your mental health. Get outside. Turn off the phone. Don't watch news. Stop worrying about what happens if you catch the virus. If that ever happens, cross that bridge when you come to it. You got a really good shot at surviving it if that ever happens. And if you're worried about all the other stuff out there, all the frustration, focus on something else. Think about what you were talking about and thinking about, say, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. Go back to that for a while. Here in Wisconsin, beautiful weather outside. Get outside, go to the beach, go to a park, have a picnic with your family, and just forget about this all for a while. Focus on you and your health and your happiness. My name is Michael Prevey. My website is bettertomorrowcoaching.com. I hope you'll go there, check out my free blog posts, check out information about my coaching sessions, check out Better Tomorrow Coaching on Facebook, and subscribe to this YouTube channel and click thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for checking it out, and please remember that your better tomorrow really does start with just one step.